Maybe I'll be all over the place again. Maybe someone will think I'm just an AI again. Why am I writing here again, like some pathetic loser and a masochist? It's anonymous here, sort of, and I just want to get this off my chest, breathe out, and turn the page. It always makes me feel a little lighter. Maybe you'll understand why when you read this. Or maybe not. Or you can just think this is all fiction, or AI generated. I'm typing from my phone, it's annoying. And of course, there will still be unanswered questions and things left unsaid. But this is my last post. By the way, for the first time in the past week and a half, I actually slept well last night. I read all the comments from hate to support. Thank you to everyone. Oh, and since that Friday, I haven't touched alcohol. Some people were worried. I don't plan to drink anytime soon. Not in the mood for it. On Saturday, we talked again. This time I slept on the bed, sent her to the couch. On Friday, I wasn't thinking about that at all. We talked on Sunday too. Then I picked up the kids, packed my things, put them to bed, drove to my mother-in-law's place, dropped her off, and then went to my mom's. On the way, I told my mother-in-law why I woke her up at midnight. She was shocked, of course. But it made me feel calmer. She's an amazing woman. I told my mom too why I came so suddenly. I'll stay with her for now closer to work. After my contract ends, I'll probably move to my apartment. I won't go into too many details about what my wife and I talked about. I'll just say this time she was the one crying. She told me she had asked for forgiveness when I was lying on the couch, but I don't remember that. I was in a terrible state. And after that, she didn't ask again. She says she wants to save the family. That she's to blame. That she has no right to argue with me or tell me anything. The kids can choose to live with me if they want. She really loves the kids. But sometimes I wonder maybe it's just because life in a village without a man is not so easy? Where's the lover's help? Or was he just there for the sex? And then she told me something that broke me completely. If I leave, even there she wouldn't be the first choice. He has his own family. That hit me so hard I still haven't recovered. All these days I've had this feeling that she's just trying to sit on two chairs at once, or at least not fall off one. She's terrified of divorce and of people finding out. She's a teacher, a respected one, actually. I asked her, did you think about that when you kept walking down that path step by step? For 2 years? Did you ever stop to think about what would happen if I found out? She cried. Some people said I would stay because I overthink everything. Honestly, I did have those thoughts. For the kids. Living without trust, but with my own life on the side. Go on dates, maybe start a relationship, maybe eventually leave. Who knows what the future holds? I casually mentioned this option to her. Oh, she did not want that kind of life. Funny. There's only one scenario where I could have tried to stay. But even then, it's not certain everything would have been okay. If from the very beginning, she had confessed everything, cried, begged me to save the family, admitted full guilt, in such a sincere way that I would believe her. That could have changed something. But that's not what happened. We live in a large village, not far from the district center. The house is in her name, she owned it before marriage. But I put a lot of money into it over the years, about 2-3 million rubles, including extensions and repairs, much of which I did with my own hands. My wife and mother-in-law put in about 500K. We also have an apartment in the city that we bought during the marriage. That's probably where I'll live soon. We have a car and a lot of equipment, from power tools to garden machinery. We got married as adults after a year of dating. I was 28, she was 33. It wasn't a grand love story, but we had a strong bond. She wanted a family and kids, and I was ready too. Why not? We were adults. Build a life together, raise kids. And we did. Our son was born, we shared responsibilities. I trusted her. I never checked her phone or social media, unless she asked me to. I had no reason to suspect anything. Until recently. I've always been shy. Before marriage, I only had a couple of serious relationships. Lost my virginity at 18. Always awkward around girls. Later, I got more confident, but still no deep experience. I read a lot though, so in theory, I knew a lot. I caught her a couple of times going through my phone. I'd ask, "What are you looking for? Chats with a lover? Should I just create a fake account and send myself sexy texts to make it easier for you?" She'd just laugh it off. Maybe I should have been more suspicious. The last time was about 4 months ago. Maybe she was looking for a way to justify her own cheating. We were very different. Different tastes in movies, music, etc. But that never bothered me. She seemed okay with it too, or so I thought. She used to joke, opposites attract. We'd watch her movies first, then mine. She once said, "Feels like I've known you forever." We were different in sex too. I always focused on her first. I'd make sure she finished before I did. I was open to anything. Whatever she wanted. But over time, she became more and more about just getting it over with quickly. Without my magic fingers, it wouldn't even happen. I needed sex 2-3 times a week. She was fine with once every week or two. But she almost never refused, unless she was really exhausted or sick. I understood that. Sometimes I was in the mood, sometimes not. And almost always, sex was initiated by me. Or sometimes she'd just let me because it was easier. I always asked if we'd make sure she finished too. I was happy when the answer was yes. But since I needed it more often, you can guess what I had to do. Yeah. Masturbate. I'm 176 cm tall, 69-70 kg. No belly. Kinda hard to have one with that height and weight. I don't really have close friends where I live. Just one friend in the next village. I know many people, but I'm not socially active. I don't go to bars or social places. I visit my friend maybe once a month. I have a couple of good friends in the city, but we rarely see each other, mostly phone calls. My wife was the same. She had a best friend here, but they had a falling out. Now her mom is basically her best friend, mother, and guide. We both lived for the family. Celebrations were always with relatives. At my family's house, she'd drive and not drink. At hers, I wouldn't drink. Yeah, I drank sometimes 1.52 liters of beer, once or twice a week, usually Fridays. It helped me relax. After work, there's always more work at home. And weekends are usually filled with chores, especially outside summer. Don't judge. Or judge. Whatever. I never drank for days straight. I never had a real bender. Hard alcohol is even rarer. Except for that one Friday when I drank homemade spirits I distilled myself back in 2017. You can call me a Friday drunk. I don't really care. I currently earn a modest salary, about 33K per month. But until 2022, I was making good money, sometimes 60 to 340K a month. We never struggled financially. I can fix almost anything around the house. Fences, plumbing, repairs, you name it. I've built a lot over the years. Yeah, if you don't praise yourself, who will? We have 2 kids, a 13-year-old son and a 9-year-old daughter. Amazing kids. Our son has ADHD. We went through a lot. He used to wet the bed until he was 6. My wife lost hope sometimes, thinking it would never get better. I always told her we need to believe in him, and we pulled through. Most of his issues are gone now, though he still struggles with focus. He used to do boxing, now both he and his sister do taekwondo. He's doing well at school, mostly B's and A's, though sometimes he slips. My daughter's top of her class. I remember when my wife doubted that our son could do anything. He was skinny, timid. I had to push back and tell her to believe in him. And we made it. I used to travel with him to tournaments. He lost all his fights at first. It seemed hopeless. But then he started winning, even got gold medals. We were so happy together. My daughter won gold at her very first competition. I'm smiling just writing this. They're amazing. My wife's a teacher. She's usually at school reunions and never misses them. As a mother, I think she's good overall. She cooks great, keeps the house in order. But she has mood swings. Sometimes she explodes, even at the kids. I have to step in and remind her they're just kids. And there's this professional teacher thing, sometimes it's hard for the kids to study with her. I'm guilty too. I've lost my temper. We've had fights. Mostly because she always wanted things her way. No matter if it was repairs, shopping, anything. Rarely did she agree to my decision unless it was something technical like computers or phones. Anyway, that's it. I've said everything I needed. I feel lighter now. Turning the page. Starting a new life. We made our choices. I made mine, she made hers.